What made you walk away from WWE?
I did something. It was just a political landscape of things. It was like the pandemic, people coming out of the pandemic. There was a lot of like layoffs going up and down, offices, talent.
Is it someplace you would want to go back to? Like, let me build myself up in AEW, then maybe go to WWE?
Yes, you already know what it is. I go by the name of Steph Ronin, and I represent one half of the 404 HEELZ. Shout out to Aaron. What I do? Oops. So when I come to you with another installment of my series, I call it Pro Wrestling versus Sports Entertainment. This is a Swerve Strickland interview breakdown. So again, like the Bryan Danielson, I'll break it down in 3 parts, offer my opinions, my rebuttal. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
What made you walk away from WWE?
I did something. It was just a political landscape of things. It was like the pandemic, people coming out of the pandemic. There was a lot of like layoffs going up and down, offices, talent.
Is it someplace you would want to go back to? Like, let me build myself up in AEW, then maybe go to WWE?
No, I'm happy with building AEW. I'm happy with building myself in AEW. AEW is giving me something that I don't think WWE could ever give me, and I'm really proud of that, and I wave the flag proudly because Tony Khan didn't take a chance on me. He knew what he wanted from me, and he put me in the position, and he was like, "Now grow." And I'm like, "Okay, what avenues do I have to grow?" He's like, "Whatever you want." There was no parameters, there was no red tape, and I learned how to just become like a true businessman on top of just a professional wrestler. That's why the mogul persona is truly personified in AEW. It's literally let me be my best self as a man and a professional.
All right. So we just heard the question from Charlemagne. Why would are you building yourself up in AEW just to go back, be a bigger star in WWE? And Swerve Strickland's answer was no. He loves AEW. He doesn't want to go back to WWE. He wants to bear that flag of being one of the main people that helped brought up AEW. And he's happy. He said that Tony Khan didn't have to believe in him. Tony Khan already knew what he wanted from Strickland immediately and said, "Hey, go do it." There's no restrictions. He saw the talent. If you don't know about Swerve, he used to be Killshot in Lucha Underground before he became Scott Swerve in WWE, a part of Hit Row, which to me was a big flop. It had potential, but again, when it comes to groups like that, the WWE don't really know what to do with groups like that. They kind of put stereotypes on groups of color and kind of have them acting, as what they're supposed to be acting, But again, to hear Swerve say that about an up-and-coming company, because most people want to jump on the bandwagon. The WWE is the boss. WWE is king. Yes, it is king of the sports entertainment, but we're talking about pro wrestling. Pro wrestling and sports entertainment is not the same. I swear to you guys, I was watching Raw the other night, and I'm like, what are we watching right now? And it goes back to what I say. The in-ring action has to hit for me for everything to go good, for me to like the show. So I'm guessing, I got another video coming out. Me and Aaron McKee, we're going to talk about it, on the Word on the Street, on the 404 HEELZ. And we're really going to dive into a couple of subjects. One of the subjects we're going to dive into is the difference between the tribalism of AEW and the tribalism of WWE, which in actuality, if you really think about it, after I sat down and really thought about it and really broke it down, it shouldn't be none, because we're talking about 2 different entities. You wouldn't compare the NHL to the NFL, 2 different sports, but it's still 2 professional leagues, 2 professional sports leagues. So, we're going to see how that goes. Again, I feel like AEW is for the hardcore pro wrestling fans, and I feel like WWE is for the casual, entertainment fans. Is there anything wrong with either or? No, it's not. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, what I find wrong is the dumbass rebuttal for everything AEW does. There's always a negative comment about it. I feel like it's out of pocket. Most people don't even understand what the hell they're watching. People talking about, oh, these random matches. Again, if you don't watch AEW and you see a random match, like, well, this don't make sense. Well, did you watch Collision? Did you watch Rampage? Did you watch last week's Dynamite? Because if you did, it would start to make sense. Because they're not, I don't want to hear it. For a while there, their storylines wasn't storylining, but maybe it was us not understanding that their format isn't just like WWE, where it's just SmackDown storylines on SmackDown, just Raw storylines on Raw. It's actually spread across the whole platform of Dynamite, Collision, and Rampage. They carry the storylines all the way through the week. So, you know, this is why sometimes I feel like the storylines do go a little fast, but if you think about it, if you spread one storyline across 3 shows weekly, 2 weeks is really all you need, 6 shows. Whereas in WWE, they spread out the storyline on Raw maybe about a month because you only have 4 weeks to do that. So it get hit or miss. It's up to you. But yeah, back to Swerve. I agree what he said. He doesn't want to leave. I like to hear stuff like that. It's not, oh, everybody wants to be a part of the big team. It's always good to grow and come up with the smaller brand, with the underdog. You know, I mean, Danielson said the same thing. He likes the style in pro wrestling in AEW. Swerve, I guarantee you, it's the same way. I mean, Swerve puts on banging matches. He has a aura. I seen this man live when his music hit the crowd. They swerving. He comes out. He has an aura to him. He has a superstar on. I cannot believe that the WWE dropped the ball with a superstar like this. I mean, this guy is a star, and of course on all media platforms. I'm not even talking about just wrestling. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about mogul. He's a mogul. Like he said, he learned with AEW and got to build his brand and understand the business side of it all. Well said, Swerve. I agree with you. So let's get back into the next segment of the number 2 interview with Swerve Strickland. Let's go.
She asked you if the money was good. Something was said about you that I've never heard. They said people in the WWE felt your contract was above market price.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody complain that somebody got too much money.
That's what they said earlier.
Well, they only complain when a black person gets paid. I will say that when it gets paid.
Yeah.
And that's what, once again, we shake the foundation and things like that because it's like, oh, snap, wait. And it's not what we would pay. I'm like, then why are you calling me? Why are you asking me?
Right.
You know, like if I'm not your concern, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about my pockets and our money. We good. Like you have your talent and you made your decision with me 2 years ago. No hard feelings from me. Boom, I keep it moving. I'm gonna figure my way out, and I'm gonna build myself up.
Is it true they tried to re-sign you? WWE?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't like the words re-sign. They asked about my availability. You know, so that was like came up, but they never contacted me. They contacted my representation, and I'm at a stage now which I enjoyed the fact that I don't have that direct contact. When you are progressing and getting higher and you like in rooms with guys like people like you and stuff, you got to kind of keep a little bit of a space in between these type of conversations because it's like you can check my phone. It's never been there. Like I never had direct contact. It's always I want to keep that little space, but it has been communication has been reached out.
Right now, we're going again back to the subject about how the WWE did, say that he was above market value. And he's like, hey, Swerve said, if you feel like I wasn't, not worth this money, then what you doing blowing up my phone? So there was reports that the WWE, I'm gonna call it the E reached out to Swerve's people asking about his availability. He said he's not available. He's staying with AEW. So again, that's WWE doing backhanded tricks again, like they do when they came out with false ratings for AEW, put it out there to see if they give them bad ratings. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Why are they tampering? Again, tampering with talent. We don't know how much. I don't know the details of it. Maybe Dave Mesler might know. Wanka might know. But I feel like Swerve just deserves every bit of that money. I've seen him progress from just another WWE guy to him being a solidified cornerstone for the AEW brand. And all he needed was the opportunity. Sometimes some wrestlers, they need opportunity. Some wrestlers need the rocket strapped to their back by the promotion for them to be the superstar they are, Hey, one prime example. I as much as I love Roman Reigns, the tribal chief Roman Reigns right now, but he had a lot of help from the WWE to be put in the position that he's in right now. I mean, they had strapped him, gave him opportunities after opportunities. They put the rocket to his back and shot him to the moon. You know, now he's doing this thing. No lie. Bloodline, storyline, still one of the great storylines of all time. But let's not forget that WWE put him in the machine. The machine was behind him. Swerve, he came out of nowhere and just did his thing, man. And he deserved a big contract. So the question was, WWE feels like the AEW messed up the market value for wrestlers when they gave Swerve his big contract. They didn't say that about Okada. Okada got a big contract. They didn't say that about Chris Jericho. And his argument was, why is it that every time a brother get a big contract, just like the black quarterback, they're setting the market too hard, they're messing with the market. Every time one of us get in and they mess up the whole program based off because of the contract. Now, I don't think WWE was necessarily aiming because of his culture. I think WWE was saying, you were here. We know what you can do, how much you're worth. They overpaid for you, period. So that's what I think happened with that. So, let's get right back into it. So WWE knew they dropped the ball with them. They already knew what the situation was. He deserves his money. Swerve Strickland has become a long way. And right now, it looks like he's involved with the Hurt Syndicate with MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and we know Bobby Lashley is on his way. We haven't seen him yet, but at the time I recorded this, I haven't seen the Dynamite that's coming on tonight, Wednesday, but who knows? He is on his way. So Swerve deserves all the money he can get. I think Swerve will go down as one of the cornerstones of when AEW progresses and becomes one of the legitimate number 2 competitor to the WWE. If not that, overtake them in the long run. That's all I got for you guys. My name is Steph Ronin from the 44 HEELZ. Keep it locked in, keep it dialed in. Word on the street this week. Listen to Aaron's 3 ups, 3 downs for Raw and SmackDown. He's a WWE guy. I'm just a pole wrestling guy, period. So you already know what to do. Deuces, peace.